Hey guys, welcome back. So this one we're going over 2-8, and this is also going to be a relatively easy, kind of fast subject to go over with. This one is a lot of diagrams that I'm going to show you how to do, but it's about linear inequalities and how to like graph those equations. So a linear inequality is an inequality in two variables whose graph is a region of coordinate plane bounded by a line. And so if you look at these graphs right here, this is what I'm talking about. So this is the line, but as you can see, the boundary and then the half plane. So with inequalities, it's a lot of shading in these things called half planes. But I'm just gonna call it like shading because, you know, it's just easier and less confusing. And then these are your boundaries. So we're gonna go into inequality. So this one, y is greater than 3x minus 1. Now I'm going to pull up a diagram right here. Okay. So if you look at this diagram, this is what's happening here. So the equation was y is greater than 3x minus 1. So we mapped it out, but you see how this is a dotted line? That is because if it is only greater than, then it's going to be a dotted line. But if it was greater than or equal to 3x minus 1, it would be a solid line. So that's why it is just dotted. Now, the reason it is shaded on this side is because y is greater than 3x minus 1. So if it's greater and it's a positive line, sorry, then it's gonna be on the left side. You're gonna shade all up here. Now, moving on into the shading since we're on the topic. If it is y is greater than or equal to 3x plus 2, you would have a solid line and you would shade up on top because y is greater. Now, for this one, it is y is less than or equal to 3x plus 2. You would have a solid line and you would shade at the bottom because it is less than, if that makes sense. So majority on how to do these types of equations is just graphing, straight graphing, know how to graph your points, and identifying if it needs to be a dotted line or a straight line, and knowing which side to shade depending on your inequalities. So remember, if it is not equal to, then it's going to be a dotted line. But if it is greater than or less than or equal to, it's going to be a straight line. Now, how I connected it to the wine culture, enjoy this little doodle here, is that I like to think that when they were like sorting out different types of food or different types of like kalo, they would have to do this to like do all this different math and like see which goes where and all that stuff. It's a pretty bad doodle, but yes. So before I end this, I want to quickly go over this to hope that you understand. So whatever equations you get, it's normally going to be in slope-intercept form, except instead of an equal sign, it's going to be an inequality. And from that, it's really easy. You just have to graph it on a graph and determine whether it's a dotted line or a solid line and which side you shade. And that was all for 2-8. I hope that was easy to understand and so much more. Bye.